The song basically was catalyzed by this article that listed off all the ways that my generation, Gen Z, is ruining the economy. It was, we stopped buying diamonds, we stopped going on vacations, we stopped, buying houses, we stopped going on cruise ships, all the list of all these incredibly just like what seemed to society to be kind of just like societal norms, but to us they are these very expensive and things that you work towards, and just the economy that we inherited from previous generations. We didn't really have the opportunity to do this immediately in our lifetime, and I don't think that we're necessarily working towards that. We're working towards helping move society forward, at least the way that I see it, and we're not really focused on buying diamonds. And so it was just my response to this article, and kind of my response and just me articulating the pressures that I feel as somebody in this generation, and the pressures that of us trying to live up to the standards of previous generations, and then just saying, you know what, we don't have to live up to your standards because we're trying to move society forward, and we don't have to hold ourselves back and try to restrict the way that we're living to live up to these archaic standards. Just felt really timely, and I think I've been writing this music for over 2 years now, and it just felt like the right time with everything going on in the world, and everything that I'm talking about is really just about the social climate and about the state of the world, and it just felt really, really timely to be putting out music, and it just so happened to be, right as I was kind of finishing up this cycle of writing. Yeah, so it was kind of random in a sense. It was just, like any other session. When you first start kind of going into like a writing cycle, you just set up with a bunch of different random writers and producers, and just one day I randomly set up with Justin Tranter, and it was this big, large circle because the first concert that I ever saw when I was a young fetus child, I was 6 years old, and my brother and his girlfriend at the time were going to go to a concert, and my mom was like, "Oh, take your little sister with you," and it just so happened to be a Lady Gaga concert, which completely changed my life. But the opener for that concert happened to be Semi-Precious Weapons, which was Justin's band at the time. Mm-hmm. And so that night really is what made me want to pursue music and just a career in the entertainment business. And so it was just a super large circle because I was telling Justin the story, not even recognizing that he opened for Gaga that night. And then he looks at me and he was like, "You see those shoes over there? Those were the shoes I was wearing that night." So it was crazy. It was such a big circle. And ever since that day, the day we had our first session, the song was like, it was one of those first songs where I really felt passionate about it. And I just loved the song. And I think I'm pretty sure he felt the same way, and we've just been writing together ever since then. Oh, it's been amazing. I think it's been interesting because I've been so quiet, and so to just come back with a totally different look and a totally different style, I'm sure it's quite shocking, but it's been amazing, and it's it makes me feel at least happy that people are resonating with it, and which isn't always the case. And so I'm really glad that people are resonating with it, and the music especially. For sure, I think everything influences me. Everything beyond music, beyond lyrics, beyond sonical sound and sound waves and the way that we perceive music. I think the entire world really inspires my music and what I'm writing about. And, it's beyond just the lyrical content or the musical content that both of them created. It's about, what they're standing up for and how they're using their platforms and how they're using their voice and the way that they connect the outside world and music. I think that's what I find really inspiring. Less so much the actual music itself, but just the way that they can convert real world experiences and what's going on out there into a platform like music. I think the biggest thing that I want people to take away is the art of conversation. I think it's such an interesting time right now, and it's a big bifurcation. There's a lot of polarity. It is, everyone's pointing guns at each other, everyone's pointing fingers and blaming each other, and I think the biggest impact, something that's had the biggest impact on my life is just conversations and how powerful a singular conversation can be, and not being open-minded and open-hearted and just being willing to have a conversation rather than sitting there blaming people and pointing fingers. And I think it's really important just to, you know, come to the table with an open heart and an open mind, just to have a conversation, no matter what that is about. And I think that's kind of the biggest thing that I want people to take away from this music. This is definitely, I've been working on this music for the last, I mean, basically my whole life, but this music specifically for the last 2 years of my life. And I've definitely got a plan, and music is coming, and things are happening. And yeah, this is definitely, I've been kind of under the radar for the last 2 years. And so now we're ready to come back in full swing.